Hola, and welcome back to my channel. Hey, we decided to spend some time in Zamora not too long ago. This beautiful city is northwest of Madrid, about 2.5 hours by car. The train takes about an hour and a half, and walking from Madrid takes about 2 days. The city straddles the Duero River, which you might be familiar with, that famous river that winds its way through Spain and Portugal, and is known for its wine regions. The town is very unique because it contains 24 Romanesque churches of the 12th and 13th centuries. It's been called a museum of Romanesque art. As a matter of fact, Zamora is the city with the most Romanesque churches in all of Europe. There are many celebrations there, but the most famous and important is the Holy Week, the week before and including Easter. That's when the passos are carried through the streets. Those are the wooden works of art on platforms depicting the most important events in the Passion and Death of Jesus. Anyway, I hope this gives you some idea of what the city might be like, but you'll get a better idea by watching this video. Let's go. So there's our patio down below right there. The end of the building is right there. That's the narrowest point of the property. There's our backyard. All the way down there, it gets much wider, and it's on 3 floors. And so when you get to the other end of the house, you have this spacious living room overlooking the narrow street below. And they have a phone that we can use free of charge. Our number is 220-598 if you want to call us. Let's see if they're open. I think there are more than 24 churches here. There's a church on every corner. It's the largest timepiece I've ever seen sitting on the floor. This was made in Zamora in 1788. And yes, of course, there's a chapel here. Wow. Out of nowhere, it opens up into this. The family chapels, of course. That's a very deep relief carving. Seems very unique. Wooden carving. That looks like Don Quixote. Is that Don Quixote falling off his horse? I don't know. If you want to find the best artwork in Zamora, you need to go to the churches. It's just that simple. Do not touch. The murals on the walls and the paintings are beautiful. It's incredible. Belgium in the 16th century. It's a beautiful old theater with a huge addition. Oh, look at Pietro. And a real bookstore.
This is like the famous place for Easter, I guess. So.
That's a steep street. Didn't expect to see this morning. Just another Saturday in Zamora. I think they're practicing for the big event. So you can imagine how heavy that is. I think there are 26 people under there. Well, you never know what you're going to see at any given moment. This is pretty extraordinary. And even one more. Poco más. Well, not exactly perfect. And here's the next one. Each one is a work of art. They're absolutely beautifully carved wood. And out they come. Once in a great while, you'll see a single-family home tucked away in here, which I always find incredible because it survived. Surrounded by much taller and probably newer buildings. We won't have the time to go into all 24 churches of Romanesque architecture, but we'll go to as many as we can. We'll get our religion on. Here we go. It's very small. And so the cathedral leads into the museum. And I thought the cathedral was a museum. It's a beautiful table. Piedra dura. It's all stone. These boxes are making me drool. They are absolutely beautiful. Look at that one. Look at the surface. Inlay, silver and gold. And there's a pair of these. I've never seen a matched pair. It's like a traditional Spanish dresser. And a series of paintings from the 17th century. Oh my. More. Apparently the royalty is giving money to the poor. The story behind this is the royalty is going to Italy. They're being given keys to the town, or something along that line. And of course, what town would be complete without a castle, with a moat? So the castle has clearly gone out of some renovation over the years, and it's not all original. It's not all here, as a matter of fact. It went through many wars, and at some point they just didn't need a castle, I suppose. No more roof is left, because this was all covered at one time. It was a very large complex. I think there's going to be a festival. And you have a very nice view of the new part of the city. It's actually quite a big city. I think we've been in this one. After going in 15 churches, it gets a little bit confusing. But that doorway is very, very beautiful. Or must I tell you that? These are water-powered grist mills. The shape of the buildings is very interesting. Here's the water wheel. one person's fishing today. So we have reservations at Los Tres at El Parador. It kind of has a strong presence in this little plaza. I'm not sure what it was. Plaza del Corralón. Yeah, forget that. Silver Street. This must be Silver Street. And there's a wedding going on today, so we won't go there. We're not going to actually see all the hysterical churches today. Yes, I said hysterical. We're not going to even attempt to see all of these Romanesque churches, but we'll just randomly stop at places and see what we see. We're definitely not using the tourist map now. There's Black Sinner, Cachules, La Tumba. I have a feeling this is no longer a jazz club. Oh well. Look at this attached to what was originally the wall around the city. And I believe there's even a room upstairs. That is wild. Look at that. Hey, we found the market. Llamada Mercado de Abastos. Entrada es aquí. This should be interesting. So it's a very typical market. Not everything is open yet. Apparently a lot of meat and fish and lentils. No necesito más. Muchas. You can tell it's fresh when there's still dirt on it. Right? That looks good. Ooh, garlic. Now we're in the old town. Zamora has an amazing mix of Victorian and Romanesque. I mean, the Victorian buildings are just absolutely beautiful. There's one over there to the left, next to that very modern building. They are known for their Victorian architecture and Romanesque architecture, which is kind of a strange combination. So we decided that this afternoon we would go looking for all the modern buildings because we saw the Romanesque churches this morning. Art Deco, Art Nouveau combination from buildings that were built in 1916 to 1919. You have griffins on top of one, three-leaf clovers, quite a variety of motifs. This building has beautiful ornate tiles and cast iron lights. It's really,
Lights are amazing.
the lighting is incredibly ornate. Iron lighting, the faces and the tiles are absolutely beautiful. These buildings are everywhere. 1916. So this street is lined with stores, small shops. Hola! Gracias! Once the sun starts to go down, everyone comes out. And it gets very busy and much more loud. We have some music here. Seriously? The name of the street is Bone Breaking Street. Flowers. They're selling products from the region, including olive oil, cheese. I'm sure it's all very good quality products, but you can only buy so much when you're on vacation. Ah, we found it. So this is the Parador. So once upon a time, the Parador was a palace. From 1798. It's not that old. It's now a hotel and a restaurant. That's unusual. Let's go see. Are these all Spanish? Wow.
Valladolid.
Oh, wow. So we walked into the Parador, and this is what we see. A collection of tall clocks. I'd say they're all from Spain. Those are beautiful. So this clock has a japanned surface in red and gold paint. So Orientalism was very, very popular at one time, and this has been given the Oriental look. Oh, this is from London. That is beautiful. And of course you need a suit of armor on a horse. So these paradors are owned by the Spanish government. I believe they're managed by private individuals, but most of them were either palaces or convents or monasteries. And the Spanish government purchased them or acquired them somehow and restored them. They're mostly used for things like restaurants, hotels, but they have some of the best restaurants in the towns where they're located. They're known for their excellent food and, of course, the amazing setting. And this map shows all of the locations of the paradors in Spain. The artwork, the furniture. It's an amazing mix. ¿Qué más? And a big courtyard in the center. All right, I'm hungry. It's just a few minutes before 3 and we're here at the restaurant. It's quiet. I like it. A quiet Spanish restaurant is not normal. And now for coffee on the terrace. It doesn't get any better than this. The weather could not be much nicer today. The patio at the Parador has become very attractive in the sun. And there is a beautiful view. Combination bookstore and gift shop. We should go check it out, right? It's the typical sort of stuff you'd find in a gift shop almost anywhere in Spain, except there are a few unusual things. It's a little unusual. I'd love to find something of Cora, but there's really nothing appropriate.
Uno para arriba y otro para abajo. Ahora van por grupos, se van agrupando. Si piso este otro, los grupos ya son diferentes.
Y música. Zamora has made sure they have fewer cars on the road than people. This pedestrian street rivals anything in Madrid or some of the major cities you've been to. Here's number 19, also on our list of buildings to see. Very Victorian. Interesting figures above the doorway. This one does not look lived in as much as the others, but it's very unusual. There are stores down at the bottom. Es muy diferente. I'm not going inside. But wait, there's more. And there's another. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little... Here's a nice fixer-upper, right?
Calle de las Flores de San Torquato.
Oh, I like the name. I'd like to live here just because of that name alone. I think we need to see where we are. I'm not sure if we should go this way. This doesn't feel safe. Cuidado. Actually, Zamora feels very safe. I suspect the lights all come on at the same time. Wouldn't that be cool if I could catch that? nice panaderia. I can smell the fresh bread from here. You, Lassie. And this narrow building right here is another example of the modern architecture. Wine shops are everywhere. Not today, or ever. Time for something small to eat before we head back to the apartment. I have a feeling this street is hopping at about midnight, which is very typical for Spain, when a lot of people, or a lot of young people, they don't come out till 10 o'clock at night to do their socializing. We may try this. We'll see if they're open yet. We may be the first customers of the night because it's so early.
The door's open.
Gracias. This place turned out to be a real gem. It's off the beaten path, but definitely recommend it. It should be on your list of restaurants to visit. And right down the street is another restaurant. They're all very small, but there's very good food everywhere. They only come out at night, or something like that. The small street is lined with bars and restaurants. Entonces, el camarero just says, sí or no. Well, which one is with spice? So all he has to say is sí or no, and they know exactly what he's ordering. El Bar Lobo really is amazing little place. Pinchos, the pork on a skewer, is just fantastico. Delicious, delicious, delicious.
Mira, si queréis de estos que se les trae, estos son los mismos. Si queréis entrar ahí, que es muy original, os da echar un vistazo.